Hey everybody, David Johnston here. Excited to be with you and speaking about the evolution of capital markets today. And I guess I want to frame this as the change from centralized capital markets to decentralized capital markets. The last 10 years, things have radically changed from expecting companies to emerge from only a few cities or expecting stock markets to only operate in a few places to having global options all around the world. And the pandemic has very much accelerated this from having it, something that maybe was 5 or 10 years away to something that we all see today in our real lives. Now you can work from the city or you work from a tropical island. It's not only up to you as somebody that can move and work from anywhere, but this is increasingly true of the capital markets and the ability to trade globally. And the thing for me that has really accelerated this is DLT and blockchain. The advent of having distributed ledgers that can record share ownership anywhere in the world all of a sudden has opened up the expectation that people can trade not just on one market, but on many markets simultaneously. So I think this is going to unlock an enormous amount of value for people around the world, because all of a sudden you don't have to get listed in New York. You can be listed in Europe or Asia or other jurisdictions. All of a sudden you don't have to raise capital from Silicon Valley. You can raise it from anywhere in the world. And so I think this is really going to empower entrepreneurs globally to build where they are all over the world. And we're seeing this distribution and dispersion from the cities where this has been concentrated to all different parts of the globe. So this evolution of capital markets, I think it'll take a while. Probably this is a 10-year transition, much like the internet changed the way we think about information. Instead of coming from a couple of coming from just a couple of newspapers, all of a sudden information could come from anywhere. And now more and more people are involved in creating that information. We're seeing effectively the same thing happen to the capital markets. We're diversifying who can create the value, and we're diversifying all the people that can be involved in trading the asset. If we take Bitcoin as a good example, it was really amazing in the early days of Bitcoin. I was lucky to be involved in the industry since 2012. You didn't have to be an accredited investor. You didn't have to live in Silicon Valley. Anyone around the world could participate in the value creation with Bitcoin. Fast forward to 2015, we saw the same thing with Ethereum, right? This new blockchain emerged and this new community emerged. And again, anybody could participate. So now here we are in 2021, and the major institutions are starting to invest in Bitcoin and blockchain technology, but it's really retail. It was the small guy. I didn't grow up with any money, but I was able to access Bitcoin and blockchain technology as soon as it came out, right? So it really empowered people that didn't already have wealth to begin building their wealth. So I think that's the trend that we're going to continue to see to grow now with DeFi, now with NFTs. All of these new trends and waves are going to be started organically, started by the little guy, and then eventually the institutions will catch up and catch on to what's happening. But it's amazing to sort of flip the capital markets on their head. The first $1 trillion of value created in Bitcoin was largely by retail and small investors, and then the big investors came in. So in the history of capital markets, it's very strange. Normally it was the other way around. The big players would get in first and the retail players would get in last. And so we've really seen a big change in that whole dynamic. So I just encourage people to get involved in Bitcoin and blockchain because it represents this huge shift in the markets and the ability for them to create value from anywhere in the world. So that's my thoughts and comments today on the evolution of capital markets. I appreciate you all being here, and wonderful to enjoy the event.